All right. Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the City of North Miami Beach's first City Council meeting of the new year. Today is Tuesday, January 6, 2015. Madam Clerk, will you please take the roll?
Councilman DeFilippo.
Present.
Vice Mayor Kramer. Here. Councilwoman Martell.
Present.
Councilman Pierre.
Yay.
Councilwoman Smith.
Welcome. Present.
Councilwoman Smith.
Present.
You said present.
Councilwoman Spiegel.
I'm here.
Mayor Vallejo.
I am here.
We have quorum.
Thank you very much. Well, first off, Happy New Year, everyone. It's so nice to see the room filled with smiling faces, so thank you, everyone, for coming out. And now, if everyone would please rise for a moment for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Our invocation this evening will be given by Pastor Nathan Adams of Fulford United Methodist Church. Pastor?
Thank you. Happy
New Year.
Everyone. Happy New Year. Let's pray. A loving guide of us all, a new year has begun filled with hope, dreams, and possibilities. A brand new blank slate of days on the calendar awaits us. The start of a new year is an opportunity for many of us to start fresh, to try again, or to focus on new possibilities. For some of us here tonight, 2014 was a fantastic year, filled with great memories of being with family and friends and various life achievements. So there's a sense of hope as the new year begins that 2015 might continue like the previous year. For others of us gathered here tonight, however, we would prefer to simply forget 2014. It was a year filled with pain or struggle or perhaps even loss. Tonight, the first North Miami Beach City Council meeting of the year presents hope that 2015 might be brighter and joy-filled. Regardless of how 2014 went for any of us, we all hope that 2015 will be an even better year for us both individually and for the city of North Miami Beach that we hold so dear. So in this new year, we ask that you would equip and lead us to be people who work together to help create the type of year we can all gather in December and look back on with contentment, knowing that indeed we helped make it a great year for all of North Miami Beach's residents and friends. We humbly offer this prayer to you, the one who holds all beginnings and endings in your hands. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you once again, Pastor Adams. And Madam Clerk, do we have any requests for changes on the agenda tonight?
There are no requests, Mr. Mayor.
Awesome. Thank you. We're starting off the year on the right foot. Okay, and furthering starting off the year on the right foot, I'd like to call forward our North Miami Beach Sun Devils to give them some well-deserved recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us today Commissioner Jackson, Commissioner Gideon. We have the 130-pound team and the 160-pound team, and you guys come on forward. Let's come in.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Right on. Good job, man.
Which are the coaches?
All right.
How are you?
You guys, where are the coaches at? Where are the coaches at? Where's go? There he is, over there. All right, guys. Hey, everybody looks pretty big, man. You guys, who's really 130 pounds here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, before you've got the Sun Devil. These two Sun Devil teams that you have here tonight are example of the incredible program that happens right here in this city. And here's the story. Out of 7 different weight classes, or the different divisions, the Sun Devils, the NMB Sun Devils, sent 4 teams to the playoffs, and 2 of them to the Super Bowl, and 2 of them won their Super Bowl divisions. These guys right here. guys, that is just flat out outstanding. You guys make us so proud. We are very, very proud of you guys. We thank you for your efforts and your dedication and your hard work. I know what it's like out there every single day except for Friday, right? All those practice. You guys know, right? Well, Friday you're just not in pads, right? Anyway, guys, we have a recognition because we are honoring the NMB Sun Devils football team, recognized for winning the division championships, presented this 6th day of January 2015. This is signed by the mayor and everybody on the council. And on behalf of the residents of North Miami Beach, congratulations, NMB Sun Devils.
You got to say some words.
Let me give Commissioner Jackson an opportunity here to tell you a little bit about the program and everything that they went through, and then we'll do some photos with the council. So, council colleagues, if you guys come on down. There you go.
Thank you. Well, I won't take long because I know y'all got to get back to business. But one thing I want you guys to understand is that this program is designed and set up for the children in the community of North Miami Beach. You have a lot of people here that volunteer their time and efforts, strictly dedicated to make these young men be productive citizens in society as they grow up. So on behalf of our organization, we want to thank you for your support. We always get good support from the city, and we appreciate that. And we want to continue to grow as a program and get better. Thank you.
All right, there you go. Spoken like a true coach. If everybody take a knee, and then the adults will line up behind you guys because there's so many of us. I didn't say the old folks, but Marlon said that. All right, here, shorties, come over here. You guys get on the end like this. Here, Tony, squeeze up there. You guys squeeze it that way. Hang on a second. I'll stand over here. You ready?
Smile. Come on, where's the victory smile? Come on. There you go. Get angry, guys. Smile. You know how to smile. Show 'em. Kill it.
Guys, once again, congratulations. Thank you guys for your hard work. Coaches, thank you guys for your dedication and for your community spirit to helping and leading these boys. And parents, especially, we know you guys are out there 5 days a week and really 6 days a week getting these guys out to practice and everything. You guys are outstanding. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Congratulations.
They won the Super Bowl. I'm done.
A trophy, first place. Come on, come on.
Thank you, Sun Devils. You guys are awesome. All right, let's go ahead and we'll move on now to public comment. Madam Clerk, and let's open the floor for anyone that wishes to address the council.
The Mayor and Council of the City of North Miami Beach have opened the meeting for public comment at this time. There is a 3-minute time limit for each speaker during public comment or for testimony during public hearings. Speakers will be called to the podium. Please state your name, address, and/or the name and address of the organization in which you are representing. During public hearing items, please speak only on the subject matter that is before council. The Mayor and Council of the City of North Miami Beach recognize the importance of civility. The City of North Miami Beach requests all in attendance to exercise civility towards each other. First speaker, Sandra Douglas.
She was.
She's sitting right there.
Oh, there's.
Looking as pretty as ever.
Good evening to Mayor, Council, and staff. Happy New Year
Happy New
to
Year.
you all.
Name and address for the record.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Thank you. My name is Sandra Douglas, 1523 Northeast 152nd Street, North Miami Beach, Florida. First, I want to thank the mayor, the council, the staff, the police chief, just everybody who came out to our Voters Council pre-Thanksgiving Day dinner for seniors. It was well attended. We had a great time. We had great food. And we just thank each and every one of you, as always, for supporting us in that effort. And so we just want to just let you know how much we appreciate you and for coming out. Next thing I want to bring out, there was an event in Washington Park around Christmas. Councilman DeFilippo. Voters Council didn't hear about it. But that's okay. We want to know. I want some pig too. Okay, so you owe me. But anyway, just want to say thank you for all of your support, for everything that we do for this city and for the betterment of this city. I got a lot of reading to do, and unfortunately, I did not get here for the workshop. But I'm excited to read about the mixed-use districts. So I will be reading this and looking into it, and hopefully this will be something that will bring our city forward and new development where we can move forward in the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yona Lunger. Then Dr. Greenleaf.
Happy New Year, Yolanda.
Happy New Year. Well, Yona Lunger, 1870 Northeast 171 Street, over here at the Chamber office. Well, first of all, I want to wish you all a happy, great start of a new year. And for those who remember that I was here in December, started with a positive bang, and I want to start January with a positive bang. Unfortunately, the NYPD had a very bad ending of 2014. I want this to be remembered that our police department here is at higher risk now as they were before. I want to recognize them and recognize everybody that serves, and I'm sure you all do. We need extra protection now more than ever, better gears, unfortunately. Besides for that, my boys, for those who you know, graduated college doing restorations of 60s, 70s, 80s cars. And one of the reasons I'm sick and tired of looking at those pictures already, even though I love them, I'm happy to see that this city is no longer in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I'm very proud to say that this city is moving to 2015 and on. And Evan Chura and Sonny Isles can take notes of this city. One of the reasons these things have been sitting here for years, such as what we were just witnessing the last hour, is because everybody put on the magnifying glasses and tried to find a loophole why we can't do it all day, every day. It's time to move forward. The colors of this city is shining. We have great staff, great people, very proud to say, and I'm seeing this through the Chamber of Commerce. Our great president has been carrying us amazingly. We had a great network this morning to talk to why people want to retain to stay in the Chamber, why they're proud of the city. The beautiful red tag that we've been having with the city really moving forward. And I'm very proud to say that I've been volunteering in the city for close to 15 years since the end of '99. And I'm counting based on what my daughter, how old she is. And I'm very proud to say that this city has finally broken a certain ice. I was sitting in the back today and I'm watching and I'm listening and I'm seeing the smiles and I'm so proud of all this work. So I come here to thank you personally. And I want to not just to sit at home and watch this and say, wow, look at these people. I'm sure you guys want to sit at home and watch, do something. You're taking your personal times. You're coming out here, overtime, extra hours. Of course, that's what you signed up for. I'm not going to run so fast, don't worry. But I'm very proud to see this, and I'm looking forward for the annexation. Hopefully that will be in consideration to move forward. I volunteer whatever help I can do. Again, thank you all, and please have in mind those officers and those who serve that protect us every day. They go out every morning, and there is a target for them. stupid people, unfortunately, but there is a target for them for a bunch of cowards. Thank you again, and I hope that this thing moves forward. I can't wait for April, which is Passover, not because I want to drink a lot of wine, because I want this thing to pass. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Dr. Greenleaf, then Joe Paglino, and then Brian Sharp. Wait, after Dr. Greenleaf, before you.
Good evening, council members.
Hey.
It is my pleasure to be here and to see you once again.
Name and address for the record,
You
please.
are my council, and we are so proud of you. We are very proud of you. I'm Dr. Janie Greenleaf, and I'm president of the Ancient Spanish Monastery Foundation. It is a nonprofit organization designed to support an over 800-year facility. I'd like to address and say hello to the mayor, my mayor, yours too, but mine, city council members, my city council members, the city manager, my city manager, police chief, mine too, city attorneys, city clerk, and all of the staff who work hard here. And I know you do because I'm in and out. We do appreciate what you do and all the things that you do on behalf of the citizens of North Miami Beach. We're so proud that the City Council has finally moved forward with a zoning proposal. We are happy to be supportive of it. We want you to know that you can count on the Ancient Spanish Monastery for whatever we can do in a positive way to move it and to push it forward. An observation, I've been in the city several years, and this is one of the most progressive city councils that I can remember. And that's because of your commitment and your dedication to our future. A little bit about who we are for my next 1 minute. The economic impact. The museum employs 9 people in our community full-time and several people part-time. The museum spends over $700,000 each year on goods and services in our local community. The museum serves over 50,000 visitors each year, and including 65% of those visitors are out-of-towners. 22% are from other places in the world. The museum serves more than 2,000 public and private homeschool children each year, and 100% of our educational program is tied to Florida curriculum and standards. The economic impact on North Miami Beach and the vendors that we recommend and support exceeds $6 million. We're proud of this city. We're happy to be
15
here.
seconds.
We are a destination location for many people in the world. And we want to extend our thank you, City Council and Mayor, for all the things that you do.
Thank you so much, Dr. Greenleaf. Thank you for heading that organization. You guys do fantastic. Thank you.
Could Dr. Greenleaf just give the address of the Spanish monastery on the
There you go.
the listeners?
Be happy to. 16711 West Dixie Highway, North Miami Beach, Florida, 33160.
And the hour?
And the hours, yes.
Hours are from 10 to 4 p.m. daily. On weekends, we occasionally close if there is a wedding. But mornings on the weekends are open.
Thank you.
And you're all welcome to visit.
Thank you so much. And yes, folks, if you have not visited that, you are missing something truly special. Get out there tomorrow.
Joe Paglino, then Brian Sharp, and then Mr. Gaston Sorrell.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
I too would like to wish all of you a very happy and healthy New Year, and many more to come. All of you.
Name and address for the record, please.
I came here
Name-
last.
Oh,
Name
Mr.
and
Paglino,
address
just
for the record, please. Your name and address for the record.
Joseph Paglino, 1270 Northeast 162th Street.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyway, I came here last time, I think December 16th, it was me, and there was a little problem which we began to get into, and there was a worry that code sections 9-4.9 and 12-2.6 might have to be changed because many restaurants in the area were now playing music and staying open past 11 o'clock, and therefore there was a need to change these two statutes, which has served us well for many years, and which many restaurants and other businesses took into account when they came here and built their facilities, and many other people too. It turns out, I had a study done at my expense, and it turns out that there is no problem, because I think some of your people mentioned P.J. Chang's and Morton's Steakhouse and Houston's. All of these close at 11. I took the time to put a little memorandum together, and gave you each a copy and your staff, and it sets forth all the restaurants in the area, and all of them, there's not a problem at all. None of them are within 500 feet of occupied residence, so 9-4.9 seems safe because there's not any other, and none of them are within 500 feet of occupied residence. As the other statute where supposedly they were playing music after 11 o'clock and were in technical violation, there is none of that. And I put the list of the restaurants around here, at least the ones that are obvious. There may be some hidden. And if you take a look at them, Houston Steakhouse, Morton's, Chang's, the Olive Garden, Area 55 Brazil, the Outback, even Dean's Gold. Duffy's Sport had a little dispensation, apparently, that was done by this council to let them stay open till 1 o'clock, but they're a sports place, and they don't have any problem with not playing music after 11 o'clock. They're a different thing. Anyway, and those that are in B3 can stay open all night, and they can play music all they want, drink all night, and eat and dance, whatever they want in B3, because they're nightclubs. Now, this place, the Bamboo Gardens, which is across from our residences, we went through the same thing in 2009, and I went and had the file pulled up, and we were assured that after the 2009 debacle, where they were also operating as a nightclub, 5 of you on the council assured us, you're still here, assured it will never happen again when the state came in and pounded them because your people didn't. You said this will never happen again, and there'll be no music after 11 o'clock, and your then council and assistant city manager, Roz, remember Roz? She wrote them letters, and your legal counsel wrote letters, no music after 11 o'clock, and we thought the problem was resolved. But now 2014, it's come back exactly the same thing, and we go to exactly the same argument. And I think, anyway, since the request to change these was based on information which turned out to be not true, because unfortunately your staff was supplied the wrong information by whoever supplied it. It's not their fault. So can we lay this matter to rest so I don't have to come back here on this issue? I'd like to come back with telling I found money for baseball stadiums. I have the office space for your crime thing. I already bought a computer. I'd like to come back like that in my declining years, not this. I saw I see old lawyers that I used to do cases.
Mr. Paglino, I'm sorry, but we got to move to the next speaker.
But can we agree on that?
Mr. Paglino, I'm sure we're going to follow whatever the law is. Okay?
The law. That's the law. They're all open. They close at 11.
Thank you.
Can we agree on that, Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Paglino.
Can we?
Okay. Thank you.
Brian Sharp, Gaston Sorrell, and then Victor Ponte.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you for allowing us to speak. Brian Sharp, Sharp Properties, 1060 East 33rd Street, Hialeah, Florida. Here speaking before you because in a family business, my father as well would have loved to have been here, but he had another meeting he had to attend. We own 2 shopping centers in the FCC district close to the Patricia Mishcon Park, and just wanted to commend the council on everything they're doing to push forward this new zoning and trying to breathe new life into the city. About 7 years ago, the council tried to do something. They changed. They've enacted FCC. It felt like we were being put into a chokehold of mandating the tenants that had to be put into place. We want the best for the area. At that time, our buildings suffered from it, and we're trying to fix up from there. We got able to take part of the grant funds that were given out, and the windows are under manufacture for one of the properties right now. While we were going through that, it sold a tenant, and now going from 60% vacant, we are going to be 100% occupied because a medical center is going to move into the space. So not only are we doing the windows, which we're taking part of the grant funding, instead of just the windows, with this new tenant in place, we're putting in a new roof on the entire building. The city, people see it. Please move forward. You're doing a good job. You're all here on the beginning of the new year. I love seeing it. Thank you very much for the work you're doing and trying to fix everything up. And the city of North Miami Beach is great. I'm a resident of Sky Lake, 1 block out of North Miami Beach. I apologize, but I'm right there. But I just wanted to say thank you very much. In the past, we've been able to have reductions in taxes because we weren't able to keep the space full. Now we're going to be happy to pay our property taxes because we're going to have full tenants there, and hopefully we definitely look forward to what the future holds for the city of North Miami Beach. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And congratulations on the full occupancy. That's great news for the area. Thank you.
Gaston Sorrell, then Victor Ponte, and then Robbie Chamon.
Hello, my name is Gaston Sirois. I'm in 13795 Northeast 20th Place, North Miami Beach. Good evening, Mayor, Council, attorneys. I just know pretty much everybody here. After being in real estate and construction for 40 years, out of those 40 years, 20 here in North Miami Beach. And I seen building departments, I seen code compliance, and I seen in other cities, and I see what you guys did here in these 4 years. The huge change, starting from the panel, which I see the right energy, and that's what counts. When you don't have the right energy, it's 1 step forward, 2 back. The right energy is what makes things happen, and I see it here. From the city attorney, I get help from him, from Garcia, Candido, and the building department. They all will been great, great to me. I made some notes here. The police department. Don't forget.
That was, he said police department.
And I guess that's about it, really. I mean, I know what zoning can do to a city when things change. That's progress. Everybody wants nice things, and everybody wants clean and newer things. And then it seems like that's the direction, and I really, congratulate the whole panel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's really amazing.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Roy.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Good evening, council, people, and city manager and staff. My name is Victor Dante. I'm a property owner actually in North Miami Beach. I've been here for 42 years. Since 1972, my family and myself have owned property here. It's been a long time. We have been here supporting the city and always believed in it since day one. It is a beautiful city. I've always believed that it had the potential of where we're heading, and really looking forward to the improvements and the development of the city. It's the right time, it's the right place, and I'm looking around. I'm so proud of everybody here. It's like the perfect union. It's like me watching a Super Bowl team. Everybody's coming together in unity to agree and to make things work in the best interest of the city, because primarily it's going to benefit the city as a whole, in addition to residences and property owners, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that happen. And things happen for a reason. 2006, I had a project I was working on, and we had shovels in the ground, and we had a 3-phase. We did 1 phase. Second phase was about to break ground. They changed the zoning, and it was not pursued. there was hopes that other things was going to go on that were bigger. That was proposed then was under the best use. The best use is what you're proposing now. It is the perfect development overlay and for the city as a whole. So I really appreciate everything. It's nice to see everybody, and I thank you, and I can't wait to see it to develop. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have we started on the right
Robbie
right
Shimon,
foot for
Shimon,
the new year?
and then Ketley Joaquin.
Good evening. My name is Robbie Shamoun. We own a few properties. 88 Northeast 168th Street is one of them. I just basically want to stand up here and just really thank you guys. Thank you guys in acknowledging what the city deserves and what it really needs. That's you guys going forward into these upgrades. As far as an investor, property owners, we've had properties. We've been in the city for well over 14 years. We have properties in several cities, but this being one of the majority properties that we have. There's a reason for it. We see there's a future. We see there's a lot of potential. And you could have not said it better, Mayor, saying that we are actually one of the best cities. The beaches being right next to us, Fort Lauderdale Airport, Miami Airport. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being in the city. You know, we want to thank you guys for, being there. You have the community to back you guys up, but we cannot do it without you. So really want to thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Shamoun, by the way, I wanted to say something real quick. I wanted to say thank you to Councilman DiFilippo, and I don't know if you want to acknowledge Mr. Shamoun in what they did for that great event at Christmas time with Glades Medical and all that. Maybe you want to
You're welcome.
take a second and just elaborate on that. So let's thank him while we're here.
Thank Robbie Shamoun and the Shamoun family and the medical center, Glades Medical Center, for coming out and really extending their hand out to a toy drive we had in Washington Park, along with a nice holiday meal that we provided in the community. We did let everybody know. We did have one person from the Voters Council come out, but not everybody came out. But it was a great turnout. We gave toys out to all the kids. Big Mama came out. It was a great performance, a great gathering of all our city council came out. Everyone that could came out, and it was great. We had food, festivities, music, and I thank you, Robbie, for your participation and giving back to our community, to our children, and always caring about the city of North Miami Beach. To you and your family, thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me, don't leave yet.
Oh, there you go.
The last Saturday in February, we are having our second annual Healthy Heart Walk. If you and your medical group would like to take part in it, let us know. We'd be happy to have you and get your patients, your clients out and let them walk with us.
Thank you. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Madam Clerk, who's next? Oh.
Is you? You don't need to leave, Mr. Pierre. Welcome back. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Ketley Joachim. I reside at 210 Northeast 170th Street. City Manager, City Attorney, Clerk, Police Department. Good evening, everyone. I would like to tell everyone Happy New Year. All that was accomplished last year, everything that the city put together. Thank you, everyone, for the direction our city is going. The feedback given to me about our city, the overlay has been very positive. Example, last Saturday, I went to one of our places to get our nails done. Ms. Kramer know what I'm talking about. And all the talk was about beautification of our city, how the city looked different, about the overlay, how everyone is so happy about what's going on in the city. The talk was about more development, mixed-use development, affordable housing, how the mayor and council is going into the right direction. I have to tell you, we are on the right track. Everything I've heard so far has been very, very positive. It has brought me a greater appreciation to live in our city. Thank you, everyone. And to say happy birthday to Esmond Scott. Thank you, everyone, for all that you do. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Terrence Kamanzuli.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, City Manager, City Clerk, City Attorney. Nice to have everybody here for the brand new year. Happy New Year to everybody. Terrence Kamanzuli, 17151 Northeast 17th Avenue. My first comment tonight. I have my mom down here. She just recently came and joined me from Summerfield, Florida. She has mentioned how beautiful the city is. I'd like to, again, as I did in the last meeting, one of the things that she noticed most recently is the painting of City Hall and the City Hall complex. Great job by the contractors that have done it, and great job finally getting it nice and updated. So thank you. I'd like to talk a little bit about the development overlays. It's a very positive and forward-moving. I hope it does come to fruition. I see our city growing. However, let's not just focus on the east side of our city. How about the west side, along 167th Street, Ulita area, towards the Golden Glades? Hopefully that will be something that we're looking to in the next couple years as well to develop, because that is our gateway that most people coming into the city will see. Hopefully we can annex the areas to the south side that are county-owned, and maybe we can work a little bit more with the county code enforcement to bring them on that south side to a more beautiful look. Our city is growing. I'd like to continue to see it grow, but not just on one side, on the other side as well. Finally, I see tonight we have one of our adult centers coming up for the application. Since it is not really in anything, I do, hopefully you will approve it, because the business that they bring in over there is of good benefit to the tax base of our city. Thank you again. Happy New Year. Good night.
Thank you.
Ernesto Alvarado.
Yes, good evening. My name is Ernesto Verano, 3460 Northeast 164th Street. First of all, I wanted to thank you for what you're doing for the city. I think it's very positive, and all the hard work. I can tell that it takes a lot of time just to review all the forms and the reports and everything that is given to you guys. So thank you for your time. I did want to point out about maybe the park situation. Maybe for the state approval, we do have enough parks apparently for the increase of residents that they're approving or they're requesting. But I heard a couple of the council saying that it would be a good idea maybe to increase the parks. I do think if we do have more people in the city, we would have to be sharing the percentage of the parks that we already have. So if you are able to get more parks in the city, once everything is approved and we do have this growth, I think it would be positive as well. I also wanted to ask, I was present at the Eden Isles meeting when they were talking about the new guard gates for Eastern Shores, which is, by the way, a very nice improvement for the city as well. And I congratulate you guys again in that. I think it's very positive. But especially in the guard gate in 164th Street, since it's going to be built new, I was wondering if I've talked to a couple of the neighbors that are in front of the guard gate, if it's possible to have a return. Sometimes traffic goes in and they made a mistake, or they want to back out, and they have to go through the guard gate now and make a U-turn in some of the neighboring houses. A couple of days ago, I was talking to Mr. Marrero, who was right in front of the guard gate, and we were talking about that, people having to pull up in his driveway to spin around. So maybe if it's possible to leave like a return before the guard gate. I don't know what the procedure would be if that could be done. I think it'd be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Verano. We'll make sure to pass that along to staff noted so that they can take a look and get back to you. Thank you.
Jared Gross.
Good evening. Jared Gross, 1557 Northeast 164th Street, North Miami Beach. I have two items tonight. First, thank you. Okay, thank you for the progress we're finally making. Want me to say it again? Thank you. But I want to thank you for starting this more than 2 years ago by changing your staff, because your staff is really what's driving this for you. They're the professionals that do this every day. You guys have begun to trust them and lean on them, as I've asked you to do many times, and I appreciate that. They will get us to the finish line as long as we don't get in our own way. So I would like you all to remember that as you go forward. I heard a couple things tonight that concern me, things like mandate and requirement. I think that the comp plan is the place for maximum flexibility. I think that mandate and rules come in the zoning, and more importantly, they come in the negotiation when staff sits down with developers when they come to us. We should leave maximum flexibility in our plan and trust our staff to get maximum benefit for our city when the developers come forward. The other thing I wanted to mention to you all, and I'm sure you all read the article about a week ago in the newspaper, everybody knows you're suing some of the police officers on the pension board. One of the things that makes the city great is our police department. And developers, when they come to a city, this does tie together, they want two things more than they want to make money. Well, they can't make money if there isn't clean and safe. And we need to get this matter with the police department put to bed. We need to be able to hire quality officers. We need to have quality officers want to stay with us. We need to have quality officers that want to work and go the extra mile. We've heard stories about what happened in New York. We've heard stories about how hard it is to be a police officer. I know most of you think I'm just automatically on the side of the cops because I was once a cop. It's not that simple. Okay? When you guys dial 911 and they come running, they're putting themselves in harm's way for you. Think about that as you strong-arm them or don't negotiate in good faith, or don't feel like giving a little concession to guys that make an average wage but take all the risk to sit in their police car and get shot at. So I think it's important that you guys really focus on the development plans, but also clean and safe. Work with our department, get our police department back on track. We lost a lot of great officers through the budget cuts. It's going to take a long time to replace them, but you have to develop something that makes people want to come here. Okay? Good quality officers get to pick where they go.
15 seconds.
We need to be the place they pick. We once were. We need to be that again. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was the last speaker, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Public comments closed, and we have, nothing on the consent agenda tonight. Okay, Madam Manager, your report, please.
Yes, I had left some room just in case we needed to continue the workshop. The workshop went very well. Can you hear me? I wanted to just let you know.
There's something wrong with that. Or jiggle it. Or that, or just talk real loud. There you go.
Can you hear me? I just wanted to let everybody know that we started the new year with a bang, and just wanted to let you know that the old Winn-Dixie property is now history.
Hey.
If you haven't had a chance, go by and check it out because it's no longer there. So looks great. So I also wanted to let you know of two very exciting upcoming events. One at Ulita Park and one at Columbia Park. Our Parks Director, Paulette, has been working with Miami-Dade County, the bonds, and we're getting ready to schedule two very amazing groundbreaking, not groundbreaking, actually, ribbon cuttings. Our brand new Ulita Park Playground and our brand new Columbia Park Playground, all through the bonds issuance. So we'll be announcing those dates and working with our mayor and council.
Yay.
So very, very exciting time in our city.
Excellent.
Thank you. That
Thank
concludes
you.
our report.
You know, just to piggyback on something you mentioned, Manager, I want to remind everybody that Monday night is the P&Z meeting, and since our P&Z members, I'm not sure if anybody's still here, but if our P&Z members were good enough to come out for our workshop, it would be great if we're all invited to go to their meeting on Monday night, and I'm going to come over and take a look and see that, not only because of their conversation about what we had today, but also I've been told that the new solo mixed-use project is coming before them Monday night. That's the project over here on that long neglected, abandoned eyesore that's just up the street from City Hall on the triangular piece of property, and I am ecstatic the fact that that's there. So I'm just coming for that and to show support for the P&Z board. So hopefully we'll get as many of us out there. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. So,
Mr. Mayor, if I may,
yeah.
Speaking to not just one of our employees, Carlos Rivero, but he's also a resident. He came to me today and he says, "I'm so excited I could cry." I just had to share that, Carlos. So excited.
Thank you. Well, listen, he
was actually standing out there by the thing.
Tears of joy.
Yeah, this project has been like the birth of a baby for all of you guys sitting here in the front row, and Lorbo, Rivero, Esmond, everybody. So thank you guys. All right, Mr. Attorney, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, there is no litigation to report other than to announce that we will be scheduling an attorney-client session, executive session at your next council meeting. And in the spirit of the positive energy that we've heard tonight, and in response to Gerald Gross's comments, I am optimistic that we will have some positive news when we meet at the next council meeting. I know that the pension, Police and Fire Pension Board had an executive session this morning. Councilwoman Spiegel, I believe, was there. Obviously, we can't talk about that, but I hope
Excuse me, Trustee Spiegel was there.
Trustee Spiegel was there.
As a trustee.
And we're not allowed to talk about it, but I'm confident that we're going to be able to resolve this thing and move on and address a lot of the issues that Gerald Gross just spoke on. So let's stay optimistic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Attorney. Okay, we have one business tax receipt up for approval request. Madam Manager, or who's explaining this one?
I could do it.
Yeah, thank you, Mr.
Certainly. Mayor, Council, this is an application by the establishment G5 to have the hours of business extended to the 4 to 6 a.m. time period. This is required to be reviewed every year. The staff report indicates the various different nightclub license fees and the licenses that they have. As part of this process, we are asked to review with the police department all the past year's activity there. In the staff report is the check, the background check of the operator, and a list of all the calls for service throughout 1 year, and everything is in order, and staff recommends approval.
Okay, I see Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Yes, good, welcome. Mr. Let me, Mr. Smith, do we need a motion for approval of this extension to continue with?
Yes, you do.
Okay, let me see if there's a motion. Move to approve? Okay, second, okay. Staff recommended approval. The information is in our packages. Are there any questions from anyone? Yes, Councilwoman.
Could I ask the police chief to come up for the record? Chief, I read the reports, which were actually very favorable for this establishment, especially knowing its history, but I'd like you to put on the record what your department feels about the safety of where the establishment is and this particular business.
A review of the last year's worth of calls for service at the incident at the location doesn't indicate that there's anything that would be specific related to the interior of the building. There was a lot of burglary to vehicles outside, this type of thing. They do have off-duty officers that are required under the policies, and based on this, I see nothing extraordinary, anything different from any other businesses open late at night like that.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Anyone else?
I think, Mr. Mayor, the City Council, in the last vote of establishment like this, and the hours, we've given it to one. I think that's the will of this council now, that the establishments that are currently open, that's the hours that the council has decided they'd like them to stay open.
Okay. All right. I'm going with staff's recommendation. There's no reason not to grant this, so I'm in favor. If no one else, okay, it's been moved and seconded on the approval of the license extension or business tax receipt extension 4 to 6 for G5 LLC. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Is there anyone opposed? No? Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Chief. Who? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, did you capture that at 6 to 1? Okay. Okay. We have next. We have two legislative items. We have item 15.1. So if we could get a motion to introduce it, we can.
Motion to introduce.
Second. All right. We'll take that as motion to introduce number 2015-1, the first one of the new year. Mr. Smith.
An ordinance of the mayor and city council amending chapter 24 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of North Miami Beach, Florida by amending Article 5, Section 2441 entitled RS1 Residential Single Family District and creating Article 8, Section 24-80.5 entitled Roofing by permitting single-family homes to have flat roofs as long as it is in an architectural design element only and not planned for use as a rooftop terrace for recreational purposes, and not accessible by elevator, providing for the repeal of all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict therewith, providing for severability, codification, and for an effective date. This is a first reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Rivera, if you'll give us the thumbnail sketch here of what this is about.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Currently, the roof minimum pitch requirements appear only under the special regulations for the RS1 Residential Single Family District, and it's specified to be 3.5 feet and 12-foot minimum. This specification can lead to unnecessary variance requirements throughout the RS1 district, where many new homes are being designed with flat roofs, while its location within the code leaves out other single-family RO and duplex residential districts throughout the city. The Planning and Zoning Department proposes to facilitate the design and construction of flat roofs when they're purely an architectural design element, and place the amendment section under Article 8, supplemental regulations, where it will address all single-family RO and duplex residential districts. Along this entire process, we have been in constant contact and received the support of the Eastern Shores Property Owners Association. We brought this up to them because in the Planning and Zoning Department, I noticed that more and more modern homes come with a flat roof design element, and bringing them, having them to have the expensive and lengthy variance, we think hinders development throughout Eastern Shores and other single-family residential areas.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, yeah.
One quick addition. We have one just stylistic typographical change we want to make.
Okay. Which
where
one is
says
it?
Roofing, it would just say roofing of single-family homes. This
So on the
really-
fifth line, you mean on the fifth line there where it says
Right where
entitled roofing?
The title, roofing, we just might need to make it clear, roofing of single-family homes. So this is.
Of single-family homes. Okay,
Commercial or apartment.
Okay, did everyone catch that? And,
This is first reading. We'll correct
Yeah,
it and
okay.
bring it in for second reading.
all right, let me just see if there's anyone from the public that wishes to comment on this ordinance, first reading. No? Okay. Public comments closed. Questions here? Yeah, Council.
Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Rivero, in reading this, I just want to ask, because when it tells you the requirements that are going to be in the ordinance, that that there be no elevator and it not be used for recreational, and that the and all the equipment be screened, do we have to put, because I show real estate with flat roofs all the time, shouldn't we put in the ordinance that it has to have proper drainage? I know that that's going to be a requirement. There's not a question in my mind that it is. But as long as we're making a new ordinance, why don't we put it in the ordinance that it has to have proper drainage? Because one of the things that you put here, that it has to be free of mold and debris. And I notice that those flat roofs have a tendency, if they're not pitched a little, and if they don't have the proper drainage, that they do get moldy. So can't we just add that to the ordinance, please?
We certainly can,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Just a quick question. Is that the proper place for this in the zoning ordinance, or is that more of a building? Where's that? I don't have a problem with it. I'm just curious where
when it says...
maybe it's a legal question.
Well,
I don't
at
know.
time of permitting, the building department would certainly look into it, but we can certainly put it on the
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt. I'm just,
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right.
Fit it in there.
Put it in.
All right. Any other comments, anybody? No? Okay. Moved and seconded to approve on first reading 2015-1, our first ordinance of 2015. Madam Clerk?
Your roll call. Councilman DeFilippo.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kramer. Yes. Councilwoman Martell.
Yes.
Councilman Pierre.
Yes.
Councilwoman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Spiegel. Yes. Mayor Vallejo.
Yes.
The ordinance passes on first reading, 7-0.
All right, well, let's move to item 15.2, ordinance 2015-2. If we can get a motion to introduce it.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
All right.
An ordinance of the mayor and city council amending chapter 24 of the Code of Ordinances of the city of North Miami Beach, Florida, by amending Article 5, Section 24-41, entitled RS1 Residential Single Family District, and Article 8, Section 24-80, entitled Fences, Walls, and Hedges, by clarifying that the height of elevation of walls and fences shall be measured from the crown of the road, providing for the repeal of all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict therewith, providing for severability, codification, and for an effective date. This is a first reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Rivero, if you could explain what this is about.
This one's like a housekeeping item. Currently, the manner of determining the height of a property boundary wall or fence appears, again, only under the special regulations for RS1 Residential Single Family District, and it is specified to be measured from the minimum finished floor elevation of the home. This specification can lead to oversized walls and fences throughout the RS1 district, where the required minimum floor elevation is 9, while its location within the code, again, leaves out other single-family RO and duplex residential districts throughout the city. The Planning and Zoning Department proposes to amend the method of calculating the fence heights to be from the crown of the road and place the amended section under Article 8 Supplemental Regulations, where it will address all single-family RO and duplex residential districts. This amendment will avoid oversized walls and fences that may be incompatible with the surrounding homes in a neighborhood and cover all other single-family districts.
And staff recommends approval.
Correct. We, staff has brought this up as a housekeeping item.
Okay.
Yes.
As has the
P&Z?
board.
Okay. All right, let me see if there's anyone from the public that wishes to comment on ordinance 2015-2 in first reading.
Terrence
Yes.
Kamazuli.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just quickly reading this, they're talking about regular houses, but there is nothing specifically mentioned for corner houses, where levels they have for their fronts, their sides. Being that we have multiple exposures, I think that should be clarified in the ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you.
this-
Hang on a second, let me just see.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yep.
no one else for public comment,
That was it.
so the public comment's closed. How, can we,
The situation regarding corner homes was resolved already quite recently, I believe.
right, I remember we had a
years ago.
recent...
Yes, that corner homes are no longer considered to have two frontages, and the side can be the 6 foot tall to give the needed privacy to a side yard on a corner home. So that is already
Okay.
has been addressed. Correct.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you. Comments, anyone from, yeah, Councilwoman?
Again, Mr. Rivero, it says if there's any questions as to the height, then it's going to be determined by a registered civil engineer, a registered land surveyor, or an architect. So do we add paid by the applicant, or who's going to pay for that professional? Should we add that now to the ordinance, that if there's a question, it'll be paid for by the applicant?
It makes sense, yes. That's certainly a very good...
Let's add that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And just for the record, Mr. Mayor, Councilwoman, that is already in the ordinance. What the reason that it's underlined is because it's being moved from one location to another. But I think the clarification that was made would be appropriate.
Yeah, I saw it 2 places. I did see it 2 places, but neither place did it address that the applicant would be paying. And I'd appreciate it if we put it in the ordinance so when they come before us, the understanding is already there. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I'm sure there's no objection to that, so anything further? No? Madam Clerk?
Your roll call. Vice Mayor Kramer? Yes. Councilwoman Martell?
Yes.
Councilman Pierre?
Yes.
Councilwoman Smith?
Yes.
Councilwoman Spiegel? Yes. Councilman DeFilippo?
Yes.
Mayor Vallejo?
Yes.
The ordinance passes on first reading, 7-0.
All right, perfect.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Mr. Rivero. Okay, that concludes our legislation for today. Madam Clerk, go ahead and take in the council reports, please.
Councilman DeFilippo?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. I want to wish you a lot of health and prosperity for the new year, a lot of happiness. I want to thank our staff. We had a great year, and I know 2015 is going to be even greater. We have great plans going on now in the month of January to be heading down to Tallahassee soon. We're going to be going up again and being very aggressive in getting funds appropriation for our city. So I want all our residents to know that every day we work very diligently for you to make sure that North Miami Beach gets its fair share of the pie. I'd like to thank our Code Enforcement Department for the wonderful job you've been doing. Candido, our newest acquisition, Lazaro, who's doing a wonderful job. Please pass the word down. We're very appreciative of staff. Our Parks and Recreation, thank you very much for everything you do. Most importantly, I'd like to take the time tonight to thank all the residents that came out during the holiday season and enjoyed everything North Miami Beach had to offer. And I promise you that 2015 will be nothing less than what you saw. So thank you very much, staff, manager, everybody, for everything you did, and we look forward to a great year. More than anything, I really would like to take this moment real quick, and I'll be brief, to thank our police department for all the work they've been doing. I understand we're going through some difficult times, but nevertheless, we understand that every day you put on that badge and that uniform and you're out there protecting our lives. And let it be said, at least by this seat right here, how much I respect everything that you do each and every day for us, how much you go out and fight for our city and keep our community safe and our residents. thank you very much for everything you do, and I hope we can get to a resolution and put these things that we have on the table past us and have better days in 2015. God bless you all for everything you do. Have a nice day.
Vice Mayor Kramer.
Good evening, everybody. I want to wish everybody a happy, healthy, successful new year. I have really good feelings about 2015, and of course, tonight was a great way to start it off in the city. I want to wish Esmond Scott a very happy birthday. Yay!
Happy birthday.
We could all sing, but, you know, we won't. We'll leave it as a solo. I already sang to him.
Or Esmond.
I'm not singing on the mic. Anyway, and I want to let everybody know that we have a multicultural committee meeting on this coming Monday, January 12th at 7 p.m. And that's about all the reports. I had a very relaxing holiday, and so not too much going on, just a lot of parties and festivities, and we'll be getting to work back again starting tonight. Thank you.
Councilwoman Martell.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome back Councilman Pierre. You look great, so welcome back. I'd also like to go ahead and mention that in this Saturday, we'll start my community meetings with the different neighborhoods. We're going to start it off at Washington Park on Saturday between 1 and 2. As always, I arrive at 1, and if I stay till 2, 3, whatever time, depending on how long the residents stay, I'm there. But the hours I'm placing are 1 to 2, so I hope that you could come out if you have any concerns that you want to discuss regarding the area, or it doesn't have to be just about Washington Park, but if you have concerns in your neighborhoods, I'd like to hear from you. I'd like you to come out. So this Saturday at Washington Park Community Center, which is located at 15290 Northeast 15th Court. I'd also like to let you know to please join the Neighbor to Neighbor on Facebook. It is Neighbor, then the number 2, and then Neighbor again. You will afterwards see the city logo, so that's how you know it's ours. There's a bunch of different Neighbor to Neighbor websites within Facebook, so if you could look for ours, I'd appreciate it. Please join it. Again, it's going to give you information of when our police department is looking for a suspect, is looking for a vehicle. That kind of information is what they need in order to capture that individual. So please join our Neighbor to Neighbor. With that being said, I'd like to thank our residents that came out and all the positive input. It's the first time, I think, since I've been sitting up here that every single public comment was absolutely, positive and upbeat. And, I kind of felt like, oh, my God, for the first time we have so many cheerleaders out there for our city, and that's exactly what we need. We need to continue moving our city forward. We need to continue to be positive, and that's the only way it's going to happen. It's by all of us working together. So thank you for the residents that came out. Thank you for our staff, and thank you to my colleagues. We've taken a lot of hours to be together on the weekend. All the meetings we've attended back to back, and I know that we all have a life outside of here, although people don't think we do, but we do. So, but we've all gotten together to make this commitment and to move our city forward, and I want to thank all of you for having the support at home to be able to continue doing this. So thank you all. And with that being said, Happy New Year, and 2015, it's going to rock. So thank you very much, and see you next time.
Councilman Pierre.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First and foremost, let me thank the Almighty for giving me a chance to be present tonight. About a month ago, if you asked me if I would be here, anyway, I want to say thank you all for your support, especially Mayor, Council, City Manager, City Attorney, City Clerk, all the residents for your support, prayer, flowers, cards, and it's been a rough, tough time. For me personally and for my family, but with everyone's support, we're able to make it, and it's my prayer and my hope that 2015 will be much greater, better, blessed year. Having said that, I want to wish Happy New Year to each and every one of you, and remember, this is our city. Let's move forward. Thank you. Love you.
Councilwoman Smith.
Thank you, Councilman Pierre. Thank goodness, if you had to be sick, it was 2014. You got that over with. And now 2015, you're going to have a healthy, good year. I'd like to say, well, for Councilwoman Martell, when you get a chance, please speak to the attorney. We've been speaking about your Facebook with the seal, whether or not it's transparent and whether that is because of the seal open to the public. So we want to clarify that and make sure it's done the right way, only because I've had 3 people ask me about that. So you'll speak to the attorney and we'll make sure it's done correctly. In reference to our city and where we're going and what we're doing, the only thing I can say is our manager has worked every single one, including herself, of our employees to the bone. And I want to say thank you. I want to apologize, and I want to tell you that this year will be easier, but I think this year is going to be harder because we are moving forward at such a fast pace, long overdue, to make this city sustainable, to make this city where it should be, and to give the residents something in their city to live, enjoy, and come home to. And I'm very excited to be part of it. I thank every resident that came out with their positive feedback, because I know when you do all the research and you try to make a better city, there's going to be somebody that says, don't make changes. But I'm old enough, I don't want to share too much, but when I picked up the phone as a little girl, there was somebody on the party line, and you had to ask, could you use the phone? So change is good. Change is really good for North Miami Beach. I wish nothing but the best for everybody in our staff. Our 3 employees were so good to us. One gave us chocolate, the next one gave us chocolate, and tonight we had home-baked goods. So I can't tell you, this is the staff we have. This is the city you have. You have a voice up here that makes sure that our city moves forward to the best thing that we can possibly do for North Miami Beach, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Thank you all. Good 2015. Everybody stay healthy, stay safe, and thank you again.
Councilwoman Spiegel.
Thank you. I'm going to be a little bit of a Debbie Downer because I feel compelled to defend our staff and our labor negotiators. I assure you that the city is negotiating in good faith with our police officers, with our police union. We as a council, we as staff, and we as residents value and appreciate our police, and we do negotiate in good faith with them. Next Monday, January 12th at 6 p.m., Planning and Zoning meeting. As you've heard already, the Planning and Zoning Board will consider the comprehensive plan. They vote on it before it comes back to us. If you missed it, if you didn't get all of it, if you want to hear it again, show up Monday at 6 p.m. I'm sure they'd be happy to have people in the audience, and it's very significant. If you can't show up for the Planning and Zoning meeting, send us emails. You know, it's all of our names, our first name dot last name at citynmb.com. We'll be happy to have the feedback and to consider it. Also next Monday at 7 p.m. is the Commission on the Status of Women meeting. We're still looking for a few good volunteers. We were out with the police in December doing Shop with a Cop. Such a great program. Thank you to the NMB Police Department. Thank you to Mike at the New York Big Apple Deli at 144th and Biscayne Boulevard for once again supplying the food for our kids. We appreciate it. Welcome back, Councilman Pierre. May it be a healthy year for you especially. And to everybody, healthy, happy, wonderful New Year.
Mayor Valle.
Thank you, everyone. Councilman Pierre, thank you. Good to see you back on the dais. I've got a quick question, staff. I forgot to ask this earlier. Do we have a charter workshop Thursday, or has that been rescheduled?
It's been it's canceled. We'll reschedule.
Okay, because somehow it's stuck on my calendar. So otherwise, I'd be the only one showing up here. Okay, good. I want to echo the comment about invitation for everyone to come out to the Planning and Zoning meeting on Monday. I think it's going to be really great to see us taking up the first step of this this zoning overlay. but also, I can't contain my excitement about the fact that we have finally, after I don't know how many years, that project over here on 19th Avenue coming forward. And also to hear what you told us about Winn-Dixie, the old eyesore Winn-Dixie being knocked down. Progress is here at NMB. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone for what you've done. I just want to say thank you, council, all my colleagues. You know, I really, really look forward to, we got a lot of stuff accomplished last year, and I think this year is going to shift into fifth gear, and I'm really looking forward to a lot of good things. Say thank you to the staff for your goodies, and Madam Clerk, please thank Alexis for the baked goods. And since all of you have made resolutions to be on diets and whatever, and you can't eat those kind of sweets, for 2015, I'll be happy to take your cakes. Don't worry, I'll take them off your hands and spare you from doing that. Okay. Anyway, our next meeting is the 20th at 7:30, so look forward to seeing you there, and everyone else, not this Monday, but next Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, everybody. Enjoy the day, and remember the message of Dr. Martin Luther King, which was, you know, peace, and it's a great lesson for us. So thank you very much, everyone. Good night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Mayor, if I may, I have a question I need to direct to the city attorney in the form of peace. Didn't we already approve this seal, and this is done, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn? I hear a motion. All in favor? We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Good night.